What are the 3 top business credit lines that you can get right now? Well, that's exactly what we're about to decode in this training. We're going to talk about the 3 top credit lines you need to know about that most entrepreneurs know nothing about. We're going to talk about how to get approved, where to get approved. We're going to talk about how to get approved even if you have bad credit, even if you're a startup business, even if you think there's no way you can qualify for financing, how you can still tap in and secure one of these 3 credit lines. And if you stick around to the end of this training, I'm even going to get you access to our special guide on 27 killer ways to get money to grow your business. We got a lot to cover, so let's dive in. If you've ever wondered when is the best time to get the credit lines, well, it's right now. Look, especially when the economy changes, you need to have access to revolving credit. The number one reason for business failure is cash flow issues. Basically, business owners run into trouble, they need access to more money, and they don't have it, and it causes them to go out of business. We don't want this to happen to you. The economy is cyclical, right? Peaks and troughs. And when you're at the bottom in a trough in an economy, or you get near a recession, then what happens is having access to credit becomes more important than ever. And it's not just a matter of having access to money, it's about having access to revolving credit. Credit that you can use and reuse. Credit that you can use when you don't know what's going on, when times are unpredictable, and then you can pay it off and then reuse that at will. So this is the key to getting credit lines. You've got to get them when you need them most, which is right now. Now the question becomes, how do you actually get approved? Well, the key to getting approved is called fundability. And fundability is like the secret formula that lenders and credit issuers look at to determine if you should be approved. Well, actually, fundability is what lenders and credit issuers look at to determine if you should be approved, the rates and terms you should pay, and how much money you should be approved for. So if you want to get approved for the most amount of money at the best terms, improving your fundability is the key. Now, there's 125 factors to fundability, but let's start with just one aspect of fundability, which is building a fundable foundation. Lenders and credit issuers look at how you set up your business to determine how credible and legit your business is. This is the key to getting approved for all 3 of the credit lines we're about to discuss. So you want to make sure you have a real business entity set up, preferably a corporation. You can even go with an LLC. You want to make sure you have an EIN number, have a DUNS number with Dun & Bradstreet. You want to make sure you have a business address, even if you need to use a virtual office from a place like Alliance, Regis, or DaVinci. You want to have a separate phone number for your business, even if it's a voice over IP number. You can get this from places like RingCentral or Freedom Voice, but you need to make sure it's toll-free, and you need to make sure that that phone number is listed with 411. Have a website set up for your business, have a professional email address set up for your business, make sure you have a merchant account, a bank account set up, and if you can get a license for your business, get one. It goes a long way to improving your fundability. If you've taken these steps and you've built a fundable foundation, and that's the key ingredient to getting approved. Now that you know how to get approved, let's talk about the 3 credit lines you want to get approved for right now. The first credit line is one of my personal favorites, and it's through a company called Fundbox. Now, you can actually go to creditsuite.com/Fundbox to get approved. And there's a lot of things I love about this credit line. First of all, you can get approved for upwards of $150,000. It's not really based on personal credit, so even with average personal credit quality, you can still get approved. And you can get approved with only 6 months' time in business. So you don't have to have a long-standing entity in order to be able to get approved. Plus, you can get approved with rates as low as 0.5% for every week the money's outstanding. So if you're using the credit line to purchase things and intend on paying them off quickly, well, then you'll pay very little interest with this credit line. The other thing that's nice about this is it's AI approval based. And what I mean by AI is I mean artificial intelligence. What happens is Fundbox actually uses technology to plug right into your bank account to do the underwriting. Now, this means 2 big benefits for you. The first benefit is you don't have to supply all that cumbersome documentation. You're not going to typically be asked for P&L statements, balance sheets, bank statements, all the things that are normally needed for approval because the technology is plugging right into your bank account to do the underwriting. Now, the second benefit is that it's very fast to get approved. It's very typical for you to get approved and get funding within 24 hours, sometimes even same day with this credit line. So easy to get approved. You can get approved for a high amount of money, really cheap rate. Well, that makes it one of my top 3 credit lines that you want to choose from. Now, my second is really my overall favorite funding program of all time. And it's actually called Credit Line Hybrid. Now, it's called Credit Line Hybrid because it's like a hybrid between the best parts of a credit card and the best parts of a credit line. So what I mean by that is a credit card gives you a 0% rate for up to 18 months. So does credit line hybrid. And the best part of a credit line is you could take the cash out at a low rate without having to pay like a 20% cash advance fee that you normally have to pay for a credit card. Well, with this, with credit line hybrid, you've got both. You could take cash out of the actual lines and do so at 0% for up to 18 months. Pretty cool, right? A lot of other benefits as well. You can get approved as a startup. You can get approved as a high-risk industry. It's unsecured, so you don't need any collateral to get approved. All you really need is good personal credit. Now, if you don't have a 680, 700 type credit profile, then you can lean on a guarantor, a family member, a friend, somebody else that wants to be an investor in your business. You can use their credit or your own to qualify for this program. A lot of the credit lines you get will actually report to the business credit reporting agencies, so you're building business credit while accessing the actual cash that you need to grow your business. So Credit Line Hybrid, overall top funding program, because you can get it when you can't get other kinds of funding, even as a startup. You can get approved for $150,000 and you can build business credit while you're accessing these credit lines. Now let's talk about my third favorite credit line. And my third favorite credit line is like a category of credit lines per se, and it's called a secured credit line. Now the nice thing about secured credit lines is you can get approved even if you have bad credit. You can get approved even as a brand new startup business, and you get really, really low interest rates. I mean, oftentimes as low as 5%, as low as 1 or 2% with these credit lines. Now, what can you use to secure the credit line? A lot of things can qualify. Stocks, bonds, IRAs, 401ks, equipment, inventory. Most assets you have that can be served up as collateral can be used to qualify you for a low interest rate credit line. Now, the most common of which are stocks, bonds, 401ks, and IRAs. And if you're using an asset like that, then you can get interest rates lower than 5%. You can get upwards of 90 to 100% credit line against the value of the assets that you're pledging. And again, really easy to get approved because personal credit doesn't even matter. So there you have it. There's my top 3 credit lines and a little secret about getting approved, including fundability. Now, how do you access even more funding? Well, make sure you click the link in our bio. When you click the link in our bio, you can access resources, including our 27 killer ways to get funding for your business that gives you access to 27 ways to get the money to grow your business. And give us a call. If you give us a call, we'll give you a free finance assessment to tell you all the financing you can qualify for right now. We'll even do a fundability check to help you fix fundable foundation issues to make you more lendable, to make you more appealing to lenders and credit issuers. And you can get that consultation by giving us a call at 877-600-2487 or schedule online at creditsuite.com/consult. Did you get value from this training? If so, make sure you like and subscribe and keep your eye out for our next training where we talk about more cool ways to get the money you need to grow your business.